Welcome in. It's our Wednesday edition of On the Hill with Pat Jenkins Sports Talk Radio, and we come to you each and every day here on KDSJ 479 from 1 to 2 p.m. And got a big show. We're going to continue on with our Hall Guys segment, and then at 1:45, we're going to talk to Hallville.net and Pig Trail Nation's own Kevin McPherson to get some basketball updates. So they got a new commitment, and they've got a previous commitment over the weekend. We'll talk about those two and how that's going to impact the 21 class for Coach Eric Mossman. But I want to go over to my producer, the man behind the madness. D, what's up?
Not much, man. Still eager to see what's going to happen with this football season.
SEC, I anticipate to go ahead and play the ACC, I believe, and the Big 12. I know the Big 12 has come out and said that they plan on moving forward with their respective football season. I think the first game September 19th or the 26th. They've got a tentative schedule out. Really good schedule. I saw it this morning, but Power 5, it's going to be the Big 4. I think AC, ACC, Big 12, and SEC will all play football this year, which, when you look at this, Demetrius, it's going to be hard for the Pac-12 programs and the Pac-12 and programs in the Big 10 to come back from this situation.
Yeah, I just think it's going to be – I really think it's going to be hard for everybody to come back because we still don't know what's the ramifications of the future as far as what this COVID is actually going to do to the outcome of this season. We don't know if we're going to play 1 game, 10 games, 4 games. But the guys that do, I guess you could say, fight to make a way, I think will be rewarded going forward in the future for future recruits that are looking at schools and thinking about going, especially those schools that they're battling and they're in their top 3 and they're trying to figure out, okay, what's going to separate me from going to this school. And I think definitely if they start this year and they finish and they do complete the season, the guys that do participate in this season are going to definitely shoot up the ranks from recruiting.
Absolutely. I know someone trying to shoot up the ranks in our Hall Guys segment that we're going to have on here at the 1:15 hour. Will be 2022 running back Jalen Glover of Lakeland, Florida, Lake Gibson High School. He's just recently been offered by running back coach Jimmy Smith and that offensive staff there at Arkansas. We'll have on Jalen here shortly and find out his interest level in the University of Arkansas. And then at 1:30, we're going to have on another 2022 prospect because we keep talking about that class. So the chance to be special. We're going to bring on Deshaun Tank Williams of Colonial Heights, Virginia. Life Christian Academy, the big offensive lineman, is going to be on here at the 1:30 hour. We'll find out just his relationship with Coach Pittman and Brad Davis and that program going, how they sit with Big Tank going forward. But let's take a quick break. You ready to get it?
Definitely.
I'm ready to get it. It's the Wednesday edition. Let's go. It's On the Hill with Pat Jenkins. Back in a moment. see Keith and Kathy, get a plate of that love. And like they say on their building, it's not your mama's. The best chicken and waffles in the South. They even got chicken wings, and they got these things called loaded fries. I think you might want to get on down there. Beat me down there or see me down there. KDK's Chicken at 989 Razorback Road. Welcome back. It's our Wednesday edition of On the Hill with Pat Jenkins Sports Talk Radio here on KDSJ 479. And, you know, Arkansas and Coach Sam Pittman, they started up with their 22 class. They call it Our Time 22. And they made their way to Lakeland, Florida, Lake Gibson High School to offer this young man, and I'm going to bring him on, running back in the 2022 class, Jalen the Boogeyman Glover. What's up, Jay?
How y'all doing? What's up?
Doing very, very well, Jalen. Let's get off into the recruiting process. You and I spoke earlier prior to doing this segment. Talk about that recruiting process and, you know, what was it like in the relationship that you're starting to build with the University of Arkansas?
Well, the recruiting process for me, it's been, with me, it kicked in a little early my freshman year. Picked up after my season. We got in this new coach, Coach Baxter. So he came in and hotline. So he was hotline with a lot of coaches and knew. So, I mean, after my freshman season, I picked up my first 10 offers. And so as I was going, you know, as we're young cats, we can't really talk to the coaches, like call and text. But they used to come to the school and holler at me and let me know what's up. And so, yeah, and then sophomore season went by. And, I mean, I had the hype around me, but, you know, I was, you know, the best thing is to try to stay humble through the process. And so then now after my sophomore season, now it's more coming the time to being a junior, and it's a time like they're focusing on our class. So September 1st hit, and we're going to see who's really messing with me during the process, because that's when they can actually hit us up and talk to us during here. And so with Arkansas being said, that was a bit of a shocker to me. Didn't really see it coming.
Right.
I think the director of personnel had followed me on Twitter, and I got it. I mean, I get a lot of follows on director of personnel. I think they go do a list and they talk. You know, I guess they have to go down to who to follow and keep an eye on.
Right.
And that's an everyday type thing, so I didn't think nothing of it. And then right after they followed me, my coach had texted me. He said, Coach Jimmy Smith wants you to call him later tonight. And I was like, whoa. Literally, like, I want to say 5 minutes. 5 minutes after, he told me to give him a call later that evening. And so when I called, Coach Smith was just still finna get the last little bits of his meeting.
Right.
And then I had talked to the personnel guy that had followed me. So I talked to him, and he told me I'm getting a full ride scholarship. And so I didn't think he knew Coach Smith was gonna call me after. So after I talked to the director of personnel, then I talked to Coach Smith right after, and he was like, "Hey Jay, I just want you to know I'm gonna give you this. He's gonna offer you a full ride scholarship at the University of Arkansas." And I was like, "Oh man, that was neat." And then he was talking about him and how he want to really get into depth with me and talk to me. He said, "He know I got a life, but he said, come September 1st, he might aggravate me a little bit."
When that happens, Jay, and you get the offer from the position coach at the prospective institution that's recruiting you, how big is that from the position coach, that's recruiting you? How big is that to you?
Yeah, that definitely means something, because a lot of the times I get offered from the defense coordinators that have my area, and he goes off to say, "Hey, our RB coach really likes you, our OC likes you," but I can't really hear from. It's different from actually saying it. Right. To me, actually hearing from the person as well. When I actually hear it from the coach, that if I choose to go to Arkansas, that he will be coaching me.
Right.
It kind of feel like, dang, hey, he really knows who I am, and he likes my game.
Now, you said it started early. Just maybe 3 or 4 of the schools. I mean, you have a list of 15 plus, but who were some of the schools outside of Arkansas that show you a lot of love heading into your junior season?
A lot of love wise. I definitely go with Miami, UCF, Georgia Tech, Utah, showing love, and they're the one plugging me right now.
Right.
Definitely to me. So I think especially with all going on, so it's a little more difficult, but I think they made that extra step during this pandemic to say, hey, we still got an eye on you and we still like you. So
JB,
that's what
when you look at yourself, I mean, you played since your freshman year, a lot of accolades. How have you been able to handle so much success at such a young age to this point? I mean, has to come from a great support system, doesn't it?
Yes, sir. I'm blessed to have both of my parents in my household. I have a father and a dad. A father and a dad. A mom and a dad at home supporting me all the way through. And so I always look at it and say, they always instilled in me that football isn't it. So I always work on, and for me, it's always been like, me as an athlete, I never had that parent to say,
Right.
"Hey Jay, I need you out and do some work. I need you to go outside and I need you to work out." I just always had that drive, like instilled to me. They did that at a young age to say, "Jalen, we're not gonna be here to baby you through. We're not gonna want it more than you." So they want me to want it. So I think that means a lot to me to give me a little bit of independence to say, I love this game, and they support me. And I mean, my mom and my pops, they're there on every scene, every event. They're there supporting me all the way through. And that's what I love. And they just taught me at a young age, because I always try to adapt to, a positive surrounding.
Right.
Never want to do something that's very negative or going to throw me down or lower me than what I'm trying to get at. So the guys that are trying to go to the same place I am, that's who I, adapt and hang around. I don't want to hang around somebody that, want to stay in their town. I want to hang around people that want to get out of their town and get back to their town. That's
great.
That's how I look at it. And so coming up as a freshman, I don't want to say I've been gifted all my life, but I mean, that's humble, but no cocky thing.
Hey,
but
man, film don't lie. You been gifted all your life. Film ain't telling me no lie.
So I'm not cocky with it, but at a younger age, it was more of I was probably one of the heavier guys, so I played offensive line and stuff.
Right.
And I always would come up and say, I want to run the ball. So I didn't get the opportunity to run the ball until I was probably on like Pee Wee League, probably like 9, 10, 11. So when I touched the ball, coach, I was doing my thing, and it was like, whoa, where's this cat been at? And I've been on a little league team like this whole time. My parents like, told you to give my baby the ball, and when I get the ball, it's going to the house. So when I got to that level and it became, I became that guy to say I'm gonna be at premier back. I took it and ran. So coming in as a freshman, I had a senior over me. My guy Lavarian, he was my guy, and I was behind him for 4 games, and then he came upon a bit injury. Well, then it was like, it's on you. So coming in, it was definitely a very humble experience for me, being that guy to saying, I don't play all game. I'm just looking from the sideline, and it was one monumental moment where we got to play our first game. It was a very talented team, Osceola team, if you know about them.
Oh yeah.
Osceola. So very talented team, went against them, and we lost. And after the game, I kind of shed some tears. Yeah. And my coach was like, you didn't really play. Like, why are you upset? Like, I know we lost, but it's not your fault, type of deal. And so when that happened, they kind of felt like I got that dog in me saying like, I don't like to lose. And so they seen that. So after a while, so he got hurt, and then I had carried the rest of the way. So it was just like, but it's like, it was real humble experience. It's letting me know like, hey, even though you might think you're big time personally, you still got to work for everything you want. So I work for that spot, and I always work every day. I'm saying somebody's out there better than me, doing better.
Got a big question for you, Jaden. Where'd the boogeyman come from?
So boogeyman, all right. So that came when my new coach got here. So I called my coach when I was in Little League. They called me Boogie because I kind of like listen to dance around at practice, and I make a man miss and dance with him. So my Little League coach was like, hey, he was like, all right, Boogie. So that went wrong. So I called everybody at school called me Boogie. And so when I got to, I think it was like I had posted on Twitter one day, and I said something about I said Jay Boogie to something, and Coach Pat see me at practice and see how I play, and he felt like I put a little fear in other people's eyes when they come across me on defense. So when he got me with that, he was like, hey Jay, what about Boogeyman from now? I was like, hey, Coach, that kind of got a ring, Coach. Because one of the games I had one of the guys just sherm up. It was me and him in open field, and I mean, it was literally like he didn't even try to make the tackle, and so Pax was like, "Oh yeah, man, we gotta go with Boogeyman." So that's where I got it from. I really got it from my coach. I can't take that. I made it. I'm props, Coach Pat.
Talking with Jalen Glover, the 2022 offered big-time prospect from Jimmy Smith and the entire offensive staff there at the University of Arkansas. He's out of Lakeland, Florida, Lake Gibson High School. Who are some of the collegiate or NFL backs that you like to watch, Jalen?
NFL-wise, my favorite back is going to have to go to old time. I love Adrian Peterson. Adrian Peterson is...
You can't go wrong with that guy.
Yeah, I can't go wrong. Also, I love Ezekiel Elliott.
Okay.
Love Ezekiel Elliott. And another good back I like the running of Dalvin Cook.
Sweet. Now, when I come to Lakeland, there in Lakeland, Florida, I'm at Lake Gibson High School, Boogeyman. I got popcorn and pop. The ball's kicked off. What type of football player will I witness for 4 quarters in Jalen Boogeyman Glover?
When you see me playing 4 quarters, I feel like you're gonna see that guy that has a lot of grit. The guy that he hates to lose, and he wants to make his teammates better. He doesn't just want to. It's not all about him. I mean, of course I'm gonna come in. I'm gonna do my job and help the team win. But if it's that night that I can make that block for my other guy to get that end zone, or it might not be my night to go for 200 plus. I'm gonna put myself on the line for my teammates, regardless.
See, I like what you said. You said 200 plus. We wasn't going for the small amount. You said 200 plus. And that's why I rock with guys like yourself, Boogeyman. But hey, let's have a little fun, my man. We riding around Lakeland, you and me, Boogie. First 5 songs on the playlist. Give them to me.
Yeah, I gotta go with Lil Baby. I can't go wrong with Lil Baby, man. Can't go wrong. So I'll probably, if we ride around, probably turn on some Heating Up by Lil Baby.
Okay.
Definitely vibing with that, man. We're gonna play Heating Up by Lil Baby.
Okay.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
what are some of the things that you like to do? What superstitious thing do you have, Jalen, that you do before a game or the day of the game? What is it?
Okay, so game day. Day before the game. Day before my game, I'm definitely calling my homeboy, man. I gotta call my homeboy Dion. Call him out. Hey, listen up. I gotta give the game day fit. Game day fit. That's the first thing. We're gonna put the clothes on the bed. The fit gotta be right with the jersey. So if we got socks, it gotta be right, man. I can't come slacking to school on game day. So I know the jersey is gonna be my top, but the bottom, I gotta make sure my fit clean on game day.
Hey, so look good, feel good, play good.
Look good, feel good, yes sir.
I'm with
and then
that.
we ain't gonna talk about the game day drip, so I'm talking about the sleeves, the socks. So that's always the ritual.
Hey, I'm like you. When I
don't
played
know
Fayetteville, we were purple and white, Jay, and I had purple. I had these purple, those purple stretch pants they used to wear under your pants, get some color down on your legs, like socks. That was me. I had to have some purple ones. And then I brought out my high school. We didn't have black shoes, so I was the only one on the team that went and bought black and white Nikes. I had to be a little different. So I'm with you, man. The drip, it is. Feel good, look good. Is that how it is? Look good. What is it? Feel good, play good, something. But anyway, you gotta look good. But hey, let's finish this up. And I want to thank you for taking time to let everybody know we're talking to Jalen Glover. He's out of Lakeland, Florida, Lake Gibson High School. And when football is done with for Jalen Boogeyman Glover of Lakeland, Florida, Lakeland High School, he's went on and played at the Power 5 level and realized that dream of playing in the NFL. But then the day finally hits. Ball goes flat, helmet, shoulder pads, pants all got to be put up in the locker. What's life looking like after football for Jalen Boogeyman Glover of Lakeland, Florida, Lakeland High School?
So with my school, we're blessed to have academies. So we have one of the prestigious academies where we have biotech. So what I've been looking into is a lot of the biofield, chemical engineering type deal. So that's what I'm trying to look forward to and get some more detail about when I'm talking to a school, how that engineering program looks.
Man, I got a pamphlet right here. It got Arkansas. Oh, no, I'm just messing around. I'm just don't take me serious. But hey, my man, thanks for taking time out today. Congratulations on your offer and all the offers that you've come up on. I'm pretty sure it's going to get a lot worse for you, Boogeyman. But this is not the last time that we'll be talking. Our show is your show, and this line is your line. So let's get some Boogeyman updates when this football season kicks off. You down with it?
Man, thank you, man. Thank you for reaching out.
All right, man. Hey, looking forward to it, Boogie. Hey, put a lot of fear in those dudes, all right?
All right, guys, man. Thank you.
All right.
All right.
That was Jalen Boogeyman Glover out of Lakeland, Florida, Lake Gibson High School. Demetrius, tell me what you see.
He reminded me of a running back that played here not too long ago. If you know what I'm talking
Already know who you're talking. Is that your guy?
He definitely. I mean, I like Raleigh, but he really reminds me of Raleigh Williams.
Okay.
You know, he's very.
I thought he was your guy. I thought he was your running back.
Jay Will. Nah, you know Jay Will in his league of his own when it comes to me and Jonathan Williams in Arkansas. I got to get him on the show soon because I keep telling him I'm a big fan of his. But I definitely see a lot of Raleigh Williams. Look short guy.
I did too.
Low center of gravity. Great footwork. Great balance, and I just think he hits the holes at a great angle. Good,
and that top
hip
end speed.
Yeah, he has good hips, can move.
Man,
so he's a complete package.
Just continuing that 22 class that we keep talking about, another prospect that could be a game changer if he chose to make Fayetteville his home for the next 4 to 5 years. But we're also gonna head up because we got Hall guys to get to. Got to get the bus filled up, get the tires good, and got to make our way all the way to Colonial Heights, Virginia, where we're gonna be at Life Christian Academy to talk to the big fella, Deshaun Tank Williams. He's up next. It's on the hill, and it's the Hall guys on KDSJ 479. Let's get it. Welcome back. It's our Wednesday edition of the Hall Guy segment on the Hill Pat Jenkins Sports Talk on KDSJ 479. Real quick, want to give a shout out to the people that make this whole broadcast possible. With that being said, Lindsay and Associates, they have an office in Fayetteville, an office also too in Rogers. Locomotion, it's located below the Northwest Arkansas Mall in Fayetteville. Corey Beck's Custom Hanging, the one we always talk about. KDK's Chicken down at 989 South Razorback Road. Go down and see Keith and Kathy. Get a plate of love. We say it's the best chicken and waffles in the South. They say it's not your mama's. So meet us there or beat us there. That's KDK's Chicken at 989 Razorback Road. And now on to our featured guest for today. Arkansas in that 22 class They're trying to make that class historical, and I had the chance to do it. They call it Our Time 22, and so we're going to bring on another big-time prospect who was recently offered by Coach Brad Davis and that amazing Arkansas offensive staff. The big fella, Deshaun Tank Williams, and he's out of Colonial Heights, Virginia, Lake Christian Academy. What's up, Big Tank?
Nothing much. I'm chilling.
Always chilling. Let's get off into the recruiting process, Deshaun. You recently were established and given an offer by the University of Arkansas, Coach Brad Davis, just a little over, I believe, 24 hours ago. Talk about that, and then also, too, what are the other schools right now that are showing a lot of love with offers or heavy interest at this point, Tank?
Okay. Well, about University of Arkansas, I mean, from what I've learned so far, I've been doing a whole lot of research on the university, and I'm loving what I'm seeing and learning more about it. Certain things I didn't know that I found out. I didn't see supposed to finish there, but I just, I mean, it's great. I'm I really got to talk to them. And September 1st hasn't came yet, but the time I do get to talk to them, I really hope I'll enjoy it and that it'll be a good experience because I really feel like I could build a relationship with these coaches.
Tank, you go ahead, finish it out.
So yeah, I mean, I just hope I can build a relationship with these coaches. I feel I've already talked to coaches before, and I know that'll be easy, like. So, yeah.
Which leads me to my next part of it. You did have a chance down to visit Georgia University unofficially last year, I believe, when we talked, and had a chance to be around Coach Pittman. You know, what did you observe from your time around Coach Pittman as the offensive line coach, and now having him as a head coach? You know, how much of a factor will that play in just the relationship that you know of Coach Pittman?
I mean, not around him. His coaching style it flows like it's almost like he does it second nature. Like it's too easy for him. So it's like when he teaches, it's like I told you, it's like he breaks everything down. Like everything is so about. But even if you do mess up. Like he's gonna teach, but at the same time, well, like he's teaching what to do, and he's helping you understand everything.
Right.
He has a great coaching style, so I think it's gonna be easy with him.
Tank, what type of football player will I see when I show up there at Lake Christian Academy in Colonial Heights, Virginia? For 4 quarters, got popcorn and Coke. What type of football player will I watch when that ball's kicked off for 4 periods?
You want to see very relentless football player. I mean, almost like 2 different people. From when you talk to me off the field and when I'm on the field, I feel like when I'm on the field, if you were to scream my name from the stands, I probably wouldn't look like because I'm so locked in.
Now, you told me your pregame thing. Explain that to the listeners about what you like to do right before that ball is kicked off, because I found that to be real interesting, but I really like that. Explain your pregame get ready.
Okay. Well, it usually comes around this time. I mean, I start to lock in, and it's usually when the team is about to break down, and we're about to break, and it's during warm-ups. So I'll walk away all like get together and everybody get hyped up. I pretty much just silence all the noise in my head. I silence all the noise. I begin to pray, and I walk, and I pretty much just go off to the side to the gate or somewhere, or maybe just to the corner, pretty much anywhere where I feel like it's comfortable for me. And I stop and I think about all the hard times that have went on in my life and all the struggles. And pretty much everything I went through that caused me pain, and pretty much all my mistakes that I know that I will never make anymore.
Right.
Pretty much how I want to grow as a person, and sometimes it just gets so intense to the point where I just start to cry. And sometimes I need that just to tear up and get my emotions out before the game so I can get in the game and be locked in.
Who are some of those guys that you like to watch, Tank, at the collegiate or the NFL level that play your position? And who are some of those guys?
I watch. The main guys I watch is Quentin Nelson, Tyron Smith, and Trent Williams.
You can't go wrong.
Those are the main guys I watch.
Can't go wrong with those people at all. Now, we're riding around the city, Tank. Me and you riding around Colonial Heights one night, just in your vehicle. What's the first 5 songs on the playlist, big fella?
First song I'm going to play on the playlist is more than likely going to be We Paid by Lil Baby.
Mm-hmm.
That's more than likely going to be the first song I play.
Okay. Number 2?
Number 2, let me see. It'll probably be I like the vibe.
Oh.
It'll probably be Drake. It'll probably be God's Plan by Drake.
I'm with that. That's one of my favorite songs. Number 3?
Number 3, it'll be another Drake song. It's probably gonna be Drake, and it's like a throwback. So it'll be Over. So it's a song called Over. I don't know if you heard that or not, but it's a throwback.
Yeah. See, that God's Plan, that get you feeling some type of way. I mean, you can't listen to that or not or watch that video and don't feel the type of way. So now we're on to number 4.
Number 4, let me see. Number 4, probably 6 foot, 7 foot by Lil Wayne.
Now, I'll let you slide. We'll say that we just vibe with those. And then the last question, I want you to finish it. And like I said, Big Tank, thank you for taking time out to join us here on OTH today. But when football is done with, for Deshaun Tank Williams, and he played his college football, went on, played at the next level, which is the NFL. And then the day happens, ball goes flat, helmet, shoulder pads, pants, all got to be put in the locker room, big fella. What's life like after football for Deshaun Tank Williams of Colonial Heights, Virginia, Lake Christian Academy?
Life after football, that would be I wanna be an entrepreneur, but while I'm being an entrepreneur as well, I want to help kids and pretty much, I mean, not even just kids, anybody who's went through anything like family problems, things that I've experienced. I want to reach out to kids that feel like they don't have anybody to lean on. And I want to explain to them that there's always, if they feel like what they see from anybody, like in their family that seems to be getting treated a certain type of way,
right,
that I'll be the one to let them know that there's another way. Like that way that they're seeing is not the right way. Like you can have a mind of your own.
Well, Tank, that's good. Hey, remember what we said last night? You go out, you pancake, and what we do after that, once we do the first pancake, we just start pouring syrup on top of them. Ain't that how we do it?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Yeah. Well, hey, be sure to put that in that locker room. Pancake, and then it's all syrup afterwards. All right? Hey, this can't be the last time. I'm telling you, Tank. This show is your show. Our line is your line. Let's have some Tank Williams updates once you guys kick that football off and we get into the season. You down with it?
Yes, sir.
All right, big man. Hey, thanks for taking time out. Congratulations on the new offer from the University of Arkansas. And I look forward to talking soon with you, big man.
Thank you for having me.
That's Big Deshaun Tank Williams. He's out of Colonial Heights, Virginia. Life Christian Academy, the big 2022 offensive lineman. The kid can play offensive line, offensive tackle. Demetrius, what did you see out of that very impressive film? I mean, very impressive film. The broken record.
I was gonna say. Let me plug up the record player. Let me get my speech ready.
That's what we gotta do. We need to record you saying something. You just hit the button.
I'm just gonna hit play. Look. Here you go. Sam Pittman. He's a great head coach. He's the top of the number 1 offensive line coach. He has Brad Davis. These two guys together will definitely make him a first-round draft pick in the NFL.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to step away, and then we're going to get in touch with a little basketball. Coach Musselman has had 2 kids join the Muss Bus, and we're going to talk to the guy that knows a lot about that situation, Kevin McPherson. He's with Hallville.net, and they are hoops. He's up next. It's On the Hill with Pat Jenkins on KDSJ 479. Back in a bit. Welcome back. Welcome back. It's our Wednesday edition of OTH on the Hill Pat Jing Sports Talk Radio here on KDSJ 479. And now on to a little basketball when we do our Hall Guys segment. Coach Eric Musselman and the Must Bus, they've been rounding up people, with that national top 5 class. And now just recently started on the 2021 class this past weekend. And today got another one. And we thought we'd bring on the guy that knows all and can tell all. He's out of AR Hoop Scoop, and he's also with the Pig Trail Nation at Hallville.net. He's Kevin McPherson. What's up, K-Mac?
Pat, man, good to be with you again, my friend.
Talk to me, man. Arkansas and Coach Musselman have started to make hay in that 21 class. Last time you and I talked, they hadn't had a commitment up to that point, but now we're back on here, and they're too deep in the 21 class. Talk about both of those guys and the impact they'll have going forward in this program.
Well, I think a big thing is when you now look at Musselman and his recruiting, he's only been on the job 16 months, and he's had 14 scholarship commitments / signings. That's roster turnover. And so when I look at it, now we saw last season ended abruptly. Team reached 20 wins, had a shot to sneak into the NCAA tournament. We didn't see that play out. But so we don't have a lot of results on the floor to compare to the recruiting, but it's been very active, Pat, and it crosses multiple lines, right? It's high school recruiting, getting top shelf guys. Right. It's college transfers. Now we've got his first JUCO. By the way, today Cole Muane, that's one of the guys you're referring to, 6'9", combo forward, played it here in Little Rock. I got to cover him for a couple of years at Southwest Christian Academy. But it's a freshman last year at Navarro JUCO. New associate head coach David Patrick really had him sewn up for the last 3 years. And Patrick's moved around now back at Arkansas. But Cole Muane's a guy that, when I look at the versatility at 6'9" and some of the things he brings to the table, and we start looking at guys in this last class in the college transfers like Vance Jackson Jr., 6'9", versatile combo forward. Justin Smith, 6'7", perimeter defender and can play, that combo spot on the wing. I think we're seeing more and more of a trend of what Musselman wants to put on the floor to get his results. Again, we need to see more of that eventually. But with the recruiting right now, when I look at some of these big guys, it's less inside back to the basket types. Even Connor Vanover at 7'3", was a guy that's going to be a face-up perimeter threat offensively. So I look at the versatility, and then you talk about, in addition to Cole Muane, just 3 days ago or 4 days ago over the weekend, Arkansas picks up and Musselman gets on the board for 2021 with Chance Moore, 6'5" wing out of Georgia. It's his first out-of-state, top-notch high school pickup for Arkansas when you're thinking Georgia to Arkansas. And ESPN, like I said, ranks him top 50. He's very versatile. Again, a guy with a great length for a 6'5" guy. And then I look at some of the things he can do. An effective spot-up shooter from 3. He's a slasher. He's a guy that really is tough around the basket with putbacks and just battling. And so I think when you look at these two guys, it kind of fits the mold of versatility in the new age of basketball, where you try to space the floor and everybody's a weapon to attack, facing, and getting to the basket, maybe getting to the free throw line if you don't finish. So, to answer your question, it's fascinating to me the success he's had. A top 5 high school class of 2020, a top 10 transfer class of 2020. Like you said, things were quiet initially for 21, and boom, 2 commitments in the span of 4 days, and they're guys that fit the kind of players he's bringing in. So now we just need to see how that translates to the floor.
When you look at the biggest commitment, I think, going forward for this basketball season will be the addition and the decision Isaiah Joe made to come back. Talk about, his addition back to this team. And now, last year, the biggest thing I think Coach Muss is going to have to figure out is last year we saw 8-man rotation. Kevin, tell me how that possibly can stay at 8 with the talent that they have on that roster, in particular this season.
Yeah, that's a great question, Pat. First of all, getting Isaiah Joe back is, to me, like getting a 5-star recruit. I mean, here's a guy that came in, he was SEC all-freshman team as a rookie 2 years ago after leading the SEC, not only in made three-pointers, but three-point field goal percentage by the end of the regular season. Then he comes in preseason all-SEC and had that speed bump, that injury, but really played well when you take out the injury part of the portion of it. last year, and so he's going to be, to me, he could be in the conversation for SEC Player of the Year preseason. He's one of those guys that you coming back as a junior, could have been drafted and had some maybe guaranteed money had he stayed in the 2020 draft. So that's a 5-star prize if you want to talk about it as in light of recruiting, but it's also experience, right? I just talked about all the numbers, 14 guys in 16 months. So you've had some roster turnover, and you got now 3 returning guys as Joe joins Desi Sills, who comes back as a double-figure scorer, and Ethan Henderson, who kind of showed well at the end of the season and moved in the starting lineup. So you build your foundation around those guys. Now, talking about that rotation, that's a big talking point. Now Musselman will be in his 6th year as a D1 head coach, and look, it's a 7 or 8 rotation. Last year, because of Joe's injury and because Jean Tassila struggled and the grad transfer did not live up to some of the expectations coming in, he was forced to use guys like Cheney and even Ethan Henderson, who we just mentioned a little more later on. So it kind of ended up being 9 guys. They were short in depth. They didn't have the full allotment because some guys had transferred and sat out. So you ended up being 9 guys that got opportunity. So even though I think the rotation will probably be 7 or 8, I think we'll see 10 or 11 guys get turns moving up and in and out of that rotation based on a lot of things, whether it's maybe an injury, God forbid, or just guys improving through the season and getting a chance, and maybe other guys not, playing as well as expected.
When you looked at this roster, talent, without question, it's there. Is this one of the more talented? Because there's a guy in the studio, and this is more kind of like that 94, 95 group, depth related, and maybe the Todd Day, Lee Mayberry, where you have guys on that bench where when you sub out, Kevin, there's not going to be a drop-off. Talk about just how, the talent that's arrived in Fayetteville in such a short period of time, because you knew he could recruit, but, is it the NBA experience that's really playing a big factor in this, in particular in the SEC with Coach Muss?
Yeah, I think it is, because you see players, the grad transfers to me is a big tipping point. He knows how to work that part of recruiting now, which is a huge part of recruiting, right? The spring used to be a stopgap. It used to be plug holes. You really did bulk your recruiting early and got your best players in. Now you're mining that portal, and you got guys coming in that want to get a chance to play at the next level, and they think Musselman can help them because he's got all that experience. Right. But I'll put it this way, you're right. There's no drop-off because of the early recruiting, and I look at it this way. You've got guys, whether it's the freshmen like Moses Moody, K.K. Robinson, Jalen Williams, who I'm hearing great things about. You got the grad transfers like Vance Jackson, who's had a good camp so far. Same with Justin Smith. And then you've got some of the returning guys. But remember, J.D. Note and Connor Vanover sat out of transfer year. They've been in the system at least a year. So you've got a little bit – you just got a good mix of various levels of D1 experience, talent. But when you said, is this the most talented team, let's look at it in several ways. It's the tallest team in recent memory. Right. When you look at height at all positions, it's probably the most overall perimeter skilled team I've seen, because your bigs can now shoot, they can pass, they can play facing up, and these guards like Moody and Joe and Sills can bust it. So you're talking about shooting skill, size, length, and you're talking about passing skill. I think this is going to be one of the better passing teams. Now, last year's team was short. It was lacked depth, and it was a really good perimeter defensive team. The top 3-point shooting defense in the country, top 10 in turnover margin. Not so good on the defensive glass and on in rebounding in general, last in the SEC. And it was tough for them to close out possessions with not avoiding putbacks and getting beat around the basket. I think this team will be better on the rebounding, better defending inside, and we'll see if there's a drop-off on that perimeter defense, but they've got the pieces to still be strong there. I think this is the best Arkansas team in years in terms of everything when we look at it like that, Pat.
Real quick, got a minute left. Is this a Sweet 16 talent basketball team?
Talent-wise, yes. On paper, I think you see these way too early top 25s. Arkansas is kind of floating in that 20 to 25 range. I think ultimately and eventually this team could be good enough to crack a top 15 type of ranking. They're probably good enough to be top 4 or 5 in what is expected to be a strong SEC conference again. And so, I think anytime you kind of carry that cachet, if you can carry it through the season, get better, and things gel, and you've got a coach like Musselman who's been through the wars, yes, this is the kind of team with the talent to get to that second weekend for the first time. It would be, Pat, in 25 years.
Always solid, K-Mac. Always solid. Hey, we're going to catch up real soon, as we got that season coming up. But as always, man, anytime I have you on, it's always a slam dunk. Thanks for taking time out, Kevin. We'll talk soon.
Appreciate you, Pat. Good to be with you as always.
That was Kevin McPherson of AR Hoop Scoop and also Picture Nation and Hogville.net. And that's going to wrap up our show for the day. I want to give a thank you to our guest. That being said, Jalen Boogeyman Glover, he's a 2022 running back, recently offered by the University of Arkansas head coach, running back coach Jimmy Smith and that staff there at Arkansas. He's out of Lakeland, Florida, Lake Gibson High School. Keep an eye on the Boogeyman. Might be some good words coming out in years to come. And then the big fella, he's out of Colonial Heights, Virginia, Deshaun the Big Tank Williams. He's another offered offensive lineman in that 22 class by Coach Davis, and he's out of Lake Life Christian High School or Academy there in Virginia. And then lastly, the guy that knows all the basketball scoop, Kevin McPherson of AR Hoop Scoop and Hogville.net, as well as Peak Trail Nation. We'll give a shout out to our sponsors that make this possible each and every day. That being said, Lindsay and Associates with an office location in Fayetteville, an office location also too in Rogers. Locomotion, they're located below the Northwest Arkansas Mall. The best in the business, Corey Beck's Custom Painting. And lastly, KDK's Chicken. They're down at 989 South Razorback Road. Go see Keith, Kathy. Get a plate of love. They say it's not your mama's. We say they got the best chicken and waffles in the South, but we also say meet us there or beat us there. That's KDK's Chicken at 989 South Razorback Road. From our producer, Demetrius, and myself, to all our listeners and viewers, stay with us, because we'll be back tomorrow with much, much more. It's been On the Hill, and it's our Wednesday edition on KDSJ 479. You guys have a blessed one. You already know what the last words got to be. Let's get it.
Team God.